Hello and welcome to Dateline Lagos on Channels Television. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Coming up on the program, update on Red Line Project, Lagos hosts NAFES Technical Committee, and Ilere Eco Health Insurance Scheme achievement. Let's get started with infrastructure development. The Red Line Project is one that everyone looks forward to completion date. The administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is making efforts to get the project ready by the end of the year 2022. Now let's see the level of work achieved so far.
April 2021, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu flagged off the construction of the 37-kilometer rail mass transit called the Red Line Project. The first phase of the project is a 28-kilometer stretch on a dedicated lane from Agbado to end at the Oyingbo terminal. Work is moving at a fast pace. The Oyingbo Meta flyover and the train station for the Red Line project is already taking shape. Elsewhere, the ongoing projects within the Ikeja axis are also looking good. Drainage slabs and other materials needed for the project are ready for placement. Road users applaud the state government's efforts.
Doing well. It's just that it's taking time, but they are doing well.
The whole day okay now. When I finish everything will come to order now. So we are just managing it as today. I know they are doing it for our own good. So we like it now. We thank the Lagos State government and they do well. This place goes slow all the time, but now, thank God, everything will come to order.
It has been fabulous since they've started last year, and we can see that the engineers are doing a very good work, and they are very fast about it because of the environment where the construction is taking place. And so far, so good. We are seeing progress on a daily basis, and I believe in some few months it will be done perfectly. They have been doing a very great job since the incumbent government has been on the power, and they have been making sure that the traffic situation in Lagos and Ikeja metropolis, they have been trying to ease it and make it better than the way it was before. Actually, the only thing that remains here basically in Ikeja is the water passage. It has not been good, so they need to do more drainages so as to ensure that even at the end of the day, if the road has been constructed, if there are no good water passage, it will get spoiled on time. So they need to do that and ensure that there are very good water passage.
It has not been an easy start navigating around, but you can see everything is moving on smoothly, and we thank God that at this point in time, we can easily move around. The traffic is getting more lesser now compared to like when it started initially. We want to commend Lagos State government from this project, and we can only ask them to speed up the process so that everybody can navigate around easily.
Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu.
A flyover is also in the works to make commuting a lot easier. Engineers are seriously engaged to deliver the project. The government gives assurances that all ongoing projects in the state will be completed as scheduled.
You recollect that, Mr. Governor, in January, when we actually went to look for the red line, to say Lagosians, we did something that in the history of this state, we decided to take on the red line. We used dedicated funds and reserves to source this. And in doing that, we would have stations, Ikeja Station. We did a tour to actually see all of the platforms, what exactly Lavata was doing. And we came up with a verdict that they were actually on course, and that within the stipulated time, before the end of this administration, we would be ready for handing over. We're very much on track. So it's not an accident. Only 2 months ago, the head of CBN that came to Lagos did confirm to say they were good with the Lagos State government team with the amount of work that they have done. That speaks to the tenacity and determination to see these projects to fruition. So for me, I think that Lagosians, they still have a lot. There's a lot that we can offer Lagosians. We're on the right. I think that we're on the right track. All of these projects We just need to it will come to fruition because you're seeing them now. You said you went to Ikeja, you've gone to Ijede. Ijede, we are finished. We've taken on Shekumade, we are rounding up. We've left Shekumade, we're on Berigbe. Berigbe, you yourself, you said it. Bayeku, PwC is working. That's only in Ikorodu. The same in Alimosho. I just want Lagosians to trust and believe in us. I keep saying it, Lagos is lucky in the sense that there is an STMP, there is a strategic transport master plan. The networks are there, either for rail, for road, and so you just develop them in phases. Once you finish one, you go into the next one. They're like dotted lines. You just need to connect. So you're not doing anything, you're not reinventing the wheel. You might do some few modifications based on developments, you might tweak, but you're not having to totally reinvent. I think that's the beauty of it about Lagos. And Lagos is lucky to have at the saddle of its leadership men that know exactly their onions. And so let Lagosians, I just want to appeal for them to trust us, to have belief in us. It will eventually get there. Like they always say, Emilokon, now is the time for my own road. And I'm sure you have your own road.
When completed, the Red Line project will connect 8 stations with a capacity of 500,000 passengers daily. It would also be the first operational metro system in West Africa and the first of its kind in Nigeria.
The Lagos State government is gearing up to host the 2022 National Festival of Arts and Culture. As part of plans for the ceremony, the state government hosted the National Festival of Arts and Culture Technical Committee to discuss how to make NAFEST 2022 one for all.
Nigeria's cultural heritage is woven from the threads of history and diversity that has united the people till date. Keeping Nigerians unified remains a priority for the government, and the authorities seems ready to showcase that during the National Festival of Arts and Culture to be hosted by the Lagos State government in November.
I am convinced that this meeting will afford us the opportunity to exchange ideas and develop a robust template for the 35th edition of NAFEST come November. Therefore, I call on everyone here present to put on our creative and thinking caps, as well as have all hands on deck for effective coordination, strategic planning, adequate preparation, and execution of ideas. On our part, in Lagos State, we have accepted to play host to this grand national event, and you can expect the best from us. As our amiable governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has rightly made known, we have improved our facilities to meet all the hosting criteria set by the National Council for Arts and Culture. We are absolutely ready to be the hospitable host and to emerge the overall winner of the fiesta. We strongly believe that Lagos has a great deal to benefit from hosting this beautiful national event, and that it will have tremendous impact in boosting our economy and reviving the nation's art, creative and entertainment industry post-COVID. In light of this, we make it known once again that we are prepared and ready to host NAFEST in Lagos come November 2022.
The Director General of the National Council for Arts and Culture is in Lagos to meet with the technical committee for the ECO 2022 program. He applauds the state government for promoting arts and culture to boost tourism.
I want us to take note of something. Your coming to Lagos this time is divine. There's something spectacular is about to happen. Lagos State is unique to the unity of Nigeria. Lagos State has a role to play in cementing that relationship of Nigeria, and I will tell you how quickly. In 1977, during the first act, the great musician Steve Wonder at National Theatre, he said, "God, can you open my eyes for 2 minutes to see the great people of Nigeria in Lagos State?" In 1977, and take the side back. So in 1977, there's a divine connection between Lagos and development of Nigeria. Not only that, that happened in Lagos National Theatre. In 1959, the Queen of England, before independence, sent Alexander to meet the likes of Tafawa Balewa, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the Azikiwes, etc., at Tafawa Balewa Square. And all of them said, we are not interested in who becomes the next president of Nigeria, but what is greater that will happen to Nigeria was at Tafawa in 1959, here in TBS. Also, in 1914, during the amalgamation, when the unity of Nigeria was discussed, with a talking drum, was done here in Lagos, where the governor of Lagos State is staying now, Sir Lugard's house in Lagos. So these are three unique, you cannot joke with, in uniting this country.
And the state government appreciates the opportunity to host this year's NAFEST.
We are delighted and honored to be granted the hosting right for NAFEST 2022, which was keenly contested by 3 other states. The festival, which is the foremost cultural event in Nigeria, has been a platform to unite the nation through art and culture. The festival, which grows richer, bigger, and better with every edition, will provide a strong platform for our dear state to bring its well-known finance to bear in making Eco-NAFEST 2022 the best of its kind in the history of the festival. Being the nation's center of excellence, Lagos remains the country's cultural, arts, and entertainment hub. Indeed, it is on record that the inaugural edition of the National Festival of Art and Culture, NAFEST, was held here in Lagos in 1970 to promote national unity. Therefore, for us in Lagos, NAFEST is merely coming back home, and we are ready to host a most befitting festival. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me disclose that a delegation from the state had visited the National Council for Art and Culture for pre-NAFEST maiden meeting to obtain details of hosting the festival, which will bring together contingent from the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal City Territory to Lagos. Based on the report, we have worked hard to ensure that our facilities meet with all the criteria set by National Council of Art and Culture, and as a result, we are confident that Lagos will not only host the biggest and most colorful festival, but also emerge as the overall winner of the fiesta.
NAFEST is an annual cultural festival which brings together contingents from the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT to highlight the nation's cultural heritage, and the Lagos State government says is well prepared for the ceremony.
It's time to talk about healthcare services. For those residing in Lagos and you're not aware of the state government's health insurance scheme called Ilera Eco, let's just say you're missing out on affordable and quality services. The General Manager of the Lagos State Health Management Agency, Dr. Emanuela Zamba, says the healthcare package is for everyone, irrespective of economic status, and spread across public and private hospitals in Lagos.
Getting access to quality healthcare services has become a lot easier in Lagos with the help of the State Health Management Agency, LASHMA, which was established in 2015. The State Health Agency kicked off effectively in 2020 and is driving the course of universal health coverage in Lagos through the Ilera Eco healthcare package for residents. The General Manager of LASHMA explains the progress made to date.
The agency, with the approval of Mr. Governor, of course, established what we call the Eco Telemed, which is the state's telemedicine platform. And that platform was mandated to provide virtual healthcare to Lagos residents free of charge at the time. so that you would not need to walk into a hospital once you had a complaint, except it was an emergency. And we had doctors speaking all the languages 24 hours. They would attend to you, they would give you a prescription, and they would refer you maybe to a lab or pharmacy to get your drugs. So we reduced essentially the people that were going into the hospitals and tried to at least do our own bits with regards to reducing the spread of COVID. That telemedicine platform now has now grown to become the backbone of the COVID state response, and it is responsible for tracking of passengers of interest. That's people coming into Lagos on a daily basis. They are tracked using that telemedicine platform. Those that are now vaccinated, of course, we don't interfere, but those that are partially or not vaccinated, we do follow-up phone calls to ensure that they do their tests. And if you are positive, you are now put onto the home-based care program and monitored. So if you escalate, we report that to the state response system and you are put into facility. However, if it's uneventful, after 14 days you are discharged from the home-based care, and that's the end of that. We are also administering what we call the COVID helpline. So you can call in at any time if you suspect somebody in your neighborhood has COVID, or you see some new family that has come in and you feel, somebody there looks like they're ill, or etc. You can call the COVID helpline and give us that information, and that is escalated and will be investigated. As I said, we are still working because, as we know, we've had a rise in COVID now, and that is something that has become entrenched as part of our surveillance system for COVID response. Now, moving along from the EcoTelemed, in July of 2020, we started providing access to care for all the public servants in Lagos State. That has continued till date. And in fact, based on our feedback and engagement with the public servants, we were able to now start providing the telemedicine services free of charge as a complementary service to the public servants.
Over 200 public and private health facilities are registered under Ilera Eco. She reels out the various health plans suitable for a whole family as well as individuals.
We started off, I think, with about 40 facilities, but we now have about 250 of them, and they comprise both public and private facilities. I think the private facilities make up about 57 or 60% of that number, and they are spread across all the local governments, and we continue to get providers who are joining us as we speak. So you can come on board with the Ilera Eco Pay Small Small with as little as 1,000 naira per month for an individual and 3,500 for a family of 6. Our standard plan is 8,500 for an individual per year. As I mentioned, this is per year, and 40,000 for a family of 6 per year. And that is father, mother, and 4 children under the age of 23. It used to be 18, but with the feedback that we got from the public, and we all know we all have children, children of 20, 21 are still at home being fed by parents and are still dependent, so we had to increase the level of coverage from 18 years now to 23. So if your children are under 23, you can bring them in on your family plan. We've also expanded our bouquet of services, also based on feedback with the public. We have what we call our seniors plan now, whereby residents that are over 60 can come on board onto the scheme. And what that offers you is that not only do you have the services under the standard plan, but you're able to do like a yearly screening test that would help you to ascertain if you have cancers, etc., which we know is very important as we get older. So we have that as an individual plan for 34,000, and as a couple, which is daddy and mommy, that comes to 65,000. So we actually give a discount of 3,000 naira. We've also come up with what we call our Ilera Eco Standard Plus, and that provides an additional bouquet of services over and above the standard. And that was also based on feedback from the general public, including even public servants, that what if we want something a little bit more? So that is also available for people to come on board, and that is at a cost of 12,000 naira for an individual per year and 75,000 naira for a family of 6.
For those interested in the health scheme, the ICT officer shows the registration process.
To enroll, you just click here. To take you to this page, on this page, you are going to look at, you will select the scheme in which you want to register for. So now we have so many of them. I want to register for a standard plan, which is our first plan. Then you select whether it's an individual or for a family. So I'm selecting an individual. Then it will tell me how much I'm going to pay, which is 8,500. So the next is to click on next. Now you will now fill in your biodata here. So anyone with red, I can post field for you to fill. So the first one is your title. I'm a Mr. Because it's live data, so you need to select your surname. For example, I want to select Oladejo, and my first name is Sefiu, and then my middle name is Olatunbosun. So then you select your gender, either you are a male or a female. In this instance, I'm a male. You select your date of birth. So it can give you a calendar, and you'll be scrolling back to get to the year you are born. So then you put in your phone number. That phone number is the correspondence number that you'll be getting SMS. So my phone number is 8056274068. Then optionally, you can put your email address, otherwise you leave it blank. My state of residence. For you to be entitled to this scheme, your state of residence must be Lagos. So I'm selecting Lagos. Then you also select your LGA. That's the local government, you stay in Lagos. Let's say I'm in Ikorodu. And then you put in your words. Ikorodu General Hospital. So this is Ikorodu General Hospital. Then my physical address, that's the address where you stay in Ikorodu. I'm saying 12. Ile Street, and then whoever market this product for me, that's by the referral person. So I'm selecting, let me just select somebody, and then I add beneficiary. The moment you add beneficiary, the enrollee will receive SMS that he has registered for the scheme, and his policy ID will be sent to use our phone number. It's completed. So it has given me a policy ID. That is what I'm now going to use to make payment.
A consolidated revenue fund of 750 million naira is also set aside for the vulnerable groups.
We continue to strive to try and cover the generality of the public. We started with about 10,000 when I got here in 2020, and that number has now risen to 623,000 lives on the scheme. So the law sets aside 1% of the consolidated revenue fund, called the equity fund, for us to be able to pay for those that cannot pay for themselves. That fund in itself, 1%, is not enough to cover everybody, but we have recently established an innovative financing mechanism which we call the Eco-Social Health Alliance. We're hoping to launch that formally very soon, which is a mechanism whereby we'll be able to pool resources to complement what government is doing with respect to helping to pay for the lives of those that cannot pay for themselves. So Mr. Governor thus far has graciously approved 750 million for the vulnerables. We have been able to enroll some vulnerables. We just got a tranche of 300 million out of that 750 million. We just got custody of those funds, and we'll be rolling out in the next few months to enroll a lot more people in Lagos State onto this scheme.
Over 600,000 residents are registered under Ilera Eco Health Scheme. The state government is calling on other individuals to take advantage of the initiative and enjoy affordable and quality healthcare services in Lagos.
That's the program for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Please stay safe.